Chapter 3. The Aftershocks. The problem with dying young and rich is that everyone wants a ticket to the funeral. By 5 p.m., Elena had fielded calls from 3 senators, a minor European royal, and the editors of Vanity Fair and the Wall Street Journal. They all wanted to know the same thing. Was it true Silas had been working on a God code algorithm before he died? And could they have an exclusive? Elena sat in her office, surrounded by white lilies that had already started arriving from competitors. The scent was cloying, choking the filtered air of the 81st floor. "Tell the senator that seating is limited to family and close friends," Elena told her assistant Chloe, who looked ready to cry. "And tell Vanity Fair that if they run the Troubled Genius headline, I will blacklist them from every Ethelgard product launch until the sun burns out." "Yes, Miss Vance." Chloe scurried out. Elena rubbed her temples. The adrenaline of the morning was fading, replaced by a hollow, vibrating exhaustion. She hadn't eaten. She had been spinning a web of lies for 14 hours straight. Her phone buzzed, a text from Julian. 8 p.m., the mark. Don't be late. It wasn't a request. Elena went to the executive bathroom to freshen up. She reapplied her lipstick a shade darker now, blood red, and fixed her hair. She looked at herself in the mirror. She looked severe, beautiful but severe, like a statue carved from marble that might crack if you hit it hard enough. Chief Strategy Officer. The title echoed in her head. It was the ring she had been reaching for her entire career. The salary alone would move her from comfortable to untouchable. No more renting, no more checking the price of flight upgrades. She left the office at 7:30 p.m. The bullpen was still full of analysts and coders murmuring in hushed tones. They went silent as she passed. She could feel their eyes. She was there. They were thinking. She saw the body. She didn't acknowledge them. She walked out into the cool New York evening and slipped into the back of a black town car. The restaurant at the Mark Hotel was a study in understated wealth. Cowhide chairs, geometric floors, and lighting designed to make everyone look 10 years younger and $1 billion richer. Julian was seated in a corner booth, nursing a tumbler of amber liquid. He stood when she approached. It was an old-world gesture, polite and predatory all at once. "Elena," he said, gesturing to the seat opposite him, "you look like you've been in a war." "I have," she said, sitting down. "The press is hungry. They smell blood." "Let them eat cake," Julian said. He signaled the waiter. "A bottle of the 05 Margot, and bring the lady the truffle risotto. She hasn't eaten." Elena looked at him surprised. "How do you know I haven't eaten?" "Because you run on caffeine and anxiety," Julian said smoothly. "I've watched you." The waiter disappeared. Julian leaned back, studying her. The noise of the restaurant faded into a dull roar. It felt like they were the only 2 people in the room. "The board is pacified," Julian said. "For now, but Lawrence is sniffing around the toxicology report." "I told you," Elena said, keeping her voice low. "The sample will be degraded. I have a contact at the lab. It's handled." "I know it is," Julian said, "because you handled it. That's why we're here." He took a sip of his drink. "Most people panic, Elena. When they see a dead body, when the police are on the way, they fall apart. They call their mothers. They cry." "I don't cry," Elena said. "No," Julian agreed. "You calculate. You saw Silas, a man you knew for 5 years, dead on a couch, and your first thought wasn't grief. It was stock price." "Is that a criticism?" "It's a compliment," Julian said softly. "It makes you rare. It makes you valuable." The wine arrived. The waiter poured. Julian swirled the red liquid in his glass. "Tell me," he said, "when you look at the people out there." He gestured vaguely toward the other diners, the laughing socialites, the bankers in their suits. "What do you see?" Elena looked around. She saw a woman in a Chanel suit laughing too hard at a bad joke. She saw a man checking his phone under the table while his wife talked about renovations. I see leverage, Elena said. I see people who want things they can't afford, pretending to be people they aren't. I see insecurity masked as confidence. Julian smiled. It was a genuine smile this time, sharp and bright. Exactly, he said. Sheep, walking around in wolves' clothing, hoping no one notices they have no teeth. He leaned across the table. His hand brushed hers. His skin was cool. But you and I, he whispered, we have teeth. Elena felt a shiver run down her spine. It wasn't fear, exactly. It was recognition. He was validating the darkest part of her, the part she hid from everyone else, the part that looked at a tragedy and saw an opportunity. The CSO role, Julian said, shifting gears effortlessly. I want you to take it, but it comes with conditions. What conditions? Total loyalty, Julian said. Silas is gone. The board is weak. I am going to rebuild Ethelgard into an empire. I need a second in command who doesn't flinch, who doesn't ask moral questions, who just executes. He looked her dead in the eye. Can you be that person, Elena? Can you be the person who cleans the mirror and makes the call? Elena looked at the wine. It was dark, like blood. She thought about her apartment in Tribeca, the rent that was due. She thought about the way the board members had looked at her this morning with fear. She liked the fear. She looked back at Julian. I'm already that person, Julian. He raised his glass. Then to the future, it's going to be expensive. They clinked glasses. The sound was like a bell tolling. One more thing, Julian said after taking a drink. The funeral is on Friday. I want you to write my eulogy. Your eulogy? I want them to cry, Elena. I want them to believe I loved him like a brother. Make me sound human. Elena nodded. I can do that. Good, Julian said. He signaled for the check, though they hadn't eaten the risotto yet. Eat. You'll need your strength. Tomorrow we start the purge. The purge? There were people loyal to Silas, Julian said, his eyes cold again. By Monday they need to be gone, and you're going to fire them. Elena sliced into a truffle. The aroma was rich, earthy, and intoxicating. Consider it done, she said. She took a bite. It tasted like victory.